Today we're going to do a video about the Shasta trailer, which we're sitting in. But no spoilers except Jennifer's beautiful curtains. This is a different format because I lost interest in videotaping and publishing videos about this trailer
shortly after you started.
About 6 months after I started in 2014. So going back now and looking at those videos, it's tough to put something coherent together with confidence that you guys will like it.
You struggle with that anyway.
And that kind of leads me to my next point, that other than those videos being fragmented, I also really don't like the way I sounded in 2015. I don't know if I was trying to be a game show host or a news person, but
maybe a car salesman.
I didn't like it. So we're going to narrate old clips today. I've got them loaded up in the laptop. We'll see how it goes. So turning back the clock to February 17th through 19th of 2015, here's what still had to be done on the trailer. Interior paint, plumbing, propane gas, electrical, both 12 and 120 volt, and other, because I'm sure I'm forgetting something. So that's what we were working against. You were working on caulking and painting the walls, and I had decided to work on the Freshwater plumbing system. When this trailer was new, the only plumbing it had was the kitchen sink and 2 faucets. One faucet had a pipe that ran to the outside so you could plug in a hose, so it had high pressure, and the other faucet was a hand pump. I decided to replace that with a modern 12-volt water pump that could feed the water heater, the sink, and the bathtub. Lever action to fully automatic. In the news they call those things assault pumps. Never mind. So it goes right here. And once the pump is installed, I put in this manifold. These 2 pipes go to the outside water supply and the water heater, which hasn't been installed yet. Next thing to do is put in the fresh water tank. The tank was usable except for a huge crack. Rather than buy a new tank, since this one fit the space, I decided to try to weld the plastic back together with a soldering iron. For really structural repairs or anything that people will see, this isn't a great method. See how it all goops back together like that?
We don't use this for drinking water. Okay, so they get the gist of this.
After I had kind of melded the plastic back together around the perimeter of the crack, I added some donor plastic and then tried to blend that together for some extra strength. You know what the last step is? I pressure tested it with some air. No leaks, except for where my plug was. But that shows everybody that there actually was air in the tank. You want to see how it fits?
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty good. And then I put this framework over the front of it and a nice little shelf on top. Next we'll install the freshwater supply line. This is 40-year-old plastic, still going strong. One side of the pipe goes into the tank and the other one to the inlet side of the pump. Or almost. I forgot to install this water strainer the first time around. So there's the inlet pipe going into the pump.
Are we supposed to clean that?
Maybe we should. It's been a few years, hasn't it?
It's been straining.
You really need to quit with those jokes. Now it's time for the water heater. Do you want to hear a real nut tell you about the water heater? It's an EcoTemp tankless model, but it's not rated for indoor use, so I definitely don't recommend you copy what I'm doing here. Trust the man in the video. So I put the water heater directly under the refrigerator vent so that the smoke would go up and out of the trailer. I thought if I was careful it would be fine. Don't sleep with it running.
Don't take a shower in your sleep. Nor bath.
The inlet to the water heater goes right here, and the pipe right next to it will feed the kitchen faucet and tub. So now I'm going to build the hot water supply assembly over to the bathtub. I'll solder it together in the driveway, then install it in one piece. I probably should have used plastic for this rather than copper because plastic is lighter and more flexible, but I decided to go steampunk.
Do you know what that is?
Do you know what it is? See, there's steam coming out of the pipes.
And you're a punk. I take it back.
Wow, you had small feet at that time.
Chubby too.
So there's the finished pipe. We'll see how it fits in the trailer. Pretty good so far, except that the outlet pipe is right in the way of a drawer.
Oops.
So I had to fix it.
Better.
Do you know what actually happened with that area of the trailer?
You didn't put a drawer there.
I didn't even put a drawer there because the sink was in the way. And there's the flexible line that goes up to the water heater. There you are painting. Don't want to look at you for too long though. Back to the bathroom. Next thing to work on is something that I call the bathtub return pipe. I had this bright idea that instead of just running a simple hot water line over to the bathtub, I thought there should be a way to recirculate water back to the water tank so that when you initially turn on the hot water heater, you could preheat the water that you were going to shower with rather than run a little bit of water down the drain. It was probably a waste of time. But anyway, here I am putting it together. You can see how it goes across the bottom of the trailer up to the bathtub. How's that solder joint look?
Nice grip.
Nice! Don't you think? Nice! I had my own suspicions about whether that had any integrity. Quick air test here. What do you think? Leaky. So I had to resolder it. Air test? Do you think it held?
It held.
Just to be sure, I left the air in that pipe overnight. Still had a charge in the morning. In case anybody was worried about that.
I bet a lot of people were.
After I put on this tube, the return system will be done. Now I need to work on the hot water supply pipe, which goes down here under the trailer and over to the bathtub.
Should have painted the undercarriage.
This is underneath the other side of the trailer near the bathtub. Guess what? It held air.
I was losing sleep over it.
At this point, the plumbing for the freshwater system was done, except for the faucet and the sink, which we'll do another time. And you had completely painted the inside of the trailer. Good job.
Thanks.
I think that's where we'll stop for now. In the next Shasta video, we'll start working on the gas lines. Don't get too excited. Thanks for watching.